Hello and welcome to Zorontology. Today we'll be going over a few things, more like a guide than an overview. I want to just talk about getting to 110, what you do at 110 and what's the best way to tackle things. And there's a lot to do, I'm not gonna lie. There's an overwhelming large amount of content that you need to cover. Now, as you can see, I'm on a Demon Hunter in the Order Hall. And here is my scouting table, which you will notice this is you have an option here for scouting. Because I'm 110, I no longer have that option because I finished all the zones. But, as you can see, you might be familiar with this format. It is a mission table. Now, you get quests given to you through NPCs, as you can see here, this guy is giving me a quest, this I left the Dawnblade, and he gave it in the form called Working with the Wardens. Now, as you can see, I had to use my scouting map to send followers out on missions, and I'm now on the third stage where the Son of Torok has to be completed. Now, I have done that one. And before I progress onwards, I will show you, look, there are other missions that just give you gold, that give you XP. And they are a considerable long amount of time to complete. There are some that are shorter duration, a couple of hours, but you really want to focus on your mission ones, which you can tell have the quest symbol to it. Another thing is, the artifact chain is also tied into this place. So I obviously need to go out there, get my Codex of the Dead, my Feltom or Voralga store. There are guides on Wowhead how to do this, but you can just read the item, it's in your bags. Let me just quickly find it, here it is. Codex here, it's under Suramar, it means the Archway, this is very vague. And obviously the other item I need is in Blackrook Hold. Now I obviously haven't gotten to those two dungeons here. Q Pacific isn't really that great on the beta right now. But besides all of that, let's get into leveling. Now, eventually you're gonna have to do all the zones, and by all the zones, I mean Stormheim, High Mountain, Valstra, and Asuna. Suramar is for level 110 onwards. Now, if you're not 110, you won't have this little objectives thing here. This is essentially the world's quests, and as you can see, each world quest comes with different rewards, and there are world quests that you can do by yourself. As you can see, these standard looking ones are ones you can do by yourself. This one is pet battle orientated since it gives pet chance. However, this golden dragon one here with the epic to it means you need a raid to do this. So this isn't gonna be easy, but hey, look, you'll get 263 gold if you go complete that. And then you can see there's some blue dragons here, gives you loot. There are like a number of different types of missions. Now, the one with the skull here, it means you have to go to the instance it's next to. So if I go to Blackrook Hold and I take out those two bosses or that NPC and the boss, I will get this ring. And you can notice there's a little plus sign on the loot. It means it can proc Warforged or Titanforged. Titanforged is just a stronger version of Warforged. I believe I might have a Titanforge on me. If not, I might have replaced it. I have got quite a few epics, so here we go, Titanforge. Titanforge is 15 item levels. This was an 805 ring, sorry, that propped into Titanforge. And Warforged is just 5 item levels plus. I had another table where I had an 805 ring and it just propped Warforged, so you know, there are a number of items like that. And as you can see, yes, I have epics, but that's from killing world boss and doing raid bounties. Now, I'm going to complete this mission, the Working with the Wardens, because that's essentially the only way you can progress, is to finish the quest chains in your Order Hall. They will breadcrumb you through the content. So, let's compete Working with the Wardens. Now, as you can see, I got a 32% bonus chance here. Didn't proc, didn't get the extra bonus of what I wanted. And now, this quest is updated to Working with the Wardens, fanfare completed. But wait a minute, I don't have that in the list. So there is a bit of staggering going on here. I don't know if that is intended for beta. It could be that it's not, and it's not a fully implemented system yet. But generally I've noticed you can only really have 2 to 3 missions, and usually the third one pops up if there's one in progression. So as you can see, my 105 might be easier to complete. So let's counter them. And as you can see, I'm not doing so good on percentage. My followers are lower than what the mission requires. Again, I don't think the system is fully tuned and updated, because I leveled pretty quick. My followers didn't get to level pretty quick. So it is somewhat skewed. Now you can see the followers here with the hearts. Every time they go on a mission, they lose a heart. So let's throw 15. That'll be too low. We're gonna have to YOLO and go with the 83. She's gonna lose a heart, 83%. Hopefully I don't lose any followers. I don't think you do. I just think you have a foul or you don't, and it's gonna take 6 hours to complete. It said 12 hours, but there are some traits, I believe, that reduce the duration somewhere in the order hall. I'll show you in a moment. So we sent that out, and in 6 hours time I will get an update. So stuff like this, vengeful retreat. Now the update you can do inside your order hall is through an NPC where you have to research for several days or hours to get perks. Now as you can see, I've just learned vengeful retreat. It's all glowy and stuff. Enables vengeful retreat, which just increases the success chance. But then my next mission requires a lot more resource than I have, and it will take 7 days to complete. And that's kind of crazy. Next one's like 10k for 10 days, and then it's like 12k for 12 days, and then finally the big one is 2 weeks, and then I can get legendary cap increased. And not all of those are mandatory. They're not going to really impact you in a rating sense. The legendary things is nice, just a quality of life. But generally, you're going to be starting off this expansion looking to get as much artifact power as possible. Now, when you ding 110, essentially your traits are going to cost a bit lower than what mine does to move on. Like it says there, 1,610. They start off pretty, costless, like a couple of hundreds. And then once it gets to like 600, it then doubles up to 1260. And that's kind of what Blizzard calculates on what you're going to have by the time you hit 110. I got my golden dragon here. I went like this. Got my point here because that's pretty good. That was a pretty good singular point. Then I went up through here. Then I went up through here. Then I got to here. And when I got to here, I was 110. And then obviously if I didn't take this, I could have got this. So either way, I would have paid 1260 for either one. But at that point, this is really what you're going to have when you hit 110. If you kill a few rares, you might get that extra and be able to afford that 1260. So it's then down to, I need to grind a ton of artifact power to move on. And you do that through many means. And like I said, the ancestral knowledge you'll get later on will just increase your rate. But you have to get to it. And to get to it, you need to do this quest chain. It's bugging out on my... Alright, so I need to finish this, like finish the research, and then I'm going to have like an NPC here, and he's just going to like help me move on and get faster artifact power acquisition. And essentially, he's over here. Essentially, that's how you get these high amounts of artifact power. And the problem is, it's not easy and it's not hard at the same time. It's just time consuming. So you kind of need to know what you want to do and how to effectively do it. If you're in a group, doing heroic dungeons is no problem. Right? You get 25 every time you complete, but for the first time you'll get 50. You can get drops in items that give you artifact power, between 25 to 50, and don't get me wrong, I don't promise that you're gonna get this kind of stuff. It is all random. It's not guaranteed. Like, your friend could go in, you could get 250. You could go in, you would get 0 and only what you get at the end. So, you know, dungeons aren't completely reliable for artifact power. But then out there in the world, you notice there were missions that had artifact power tied to them. So let's look around. Any of them up right now? Nope, but look, you can see there's one with all the whole resource. So you kind of want to like decide what ones you want to go for. And then obviously you got these that require you to do a certain amount in certain zones. I personally believe that finishing them all, at least the ones that are profitable, like example, this for 19 gold, isn't something I'm going to be like, hey guys, I need to go get my 19 gold, so let me just go kill 100 mobs. So I'm not really going to do that, am I? Where I could go to like High Mountain here and be like, I want 20 artifact power. I want 20 artifact power there. I want that resource. That's a lot of resource. I just need some people to go help me kill this rare. I want this 30 artifact power here. So there are different missions. You know, I want that ring. That ring could help me get into heroics. That's a lot of resource. It's just like, you're gonna go out and you're gonna look for these, and as you can see, they have a timer going to them. And when those expire, a new one is then put into place. So it's all about keeping on track and of what you've got available. Surely there'll be some add-ons to help you track rather than just clicking through all the maps. And you're just going to be going through looking for missions. So I'm like noting down, okay, I need to go to Stormheim here. I need to get some artifact power. But you saw it's 1600 for an artifact power, and they're like 20 and 40 on the map. Even if you were to get enough ancestral knowledge to get twice as much, you're looking at getting between 40 to 80 to 100 and whatnot artifact power. So it's all about making the right choice, effectively using your time. So at the end of the day, whatever is going to be the most lucrative option is something you should really go for. Gearing up kind of comes naturally. Like, gear will just come to you when you just do those heroic dungeons, those mythic dungeons. And at the same time, dungeons aren't always the best way to level. Like, the highest grades of loot I obtained were actually outside of dungeons. I got this 850 pair of boots from killing the world boss. And it's not the world boss dropped me this. There was a world quest for him. And this was the reward. And that was it. I didn't have to loot him. He didn't have any loot. The table's not implemented yet. So I would have got his loot plus this. So getting items isn't that hard. It's really getting the artifact power. So what do we essentially have to do to get artifact power? Grind as much PvE as possible. That's the TLDR. And through quest chains and moving forwards, I'm still working with the wardens. This does take quite a while. You know, these missions aren't gonna be easy. They're not gonna just like done. They're gonna take time. They're gonna require you to invest time and preparation, and eventually you'll be able to get like wards, loot, and move forward. And at the same time, I really do recommend you finish every zone. And when I mean finish every zone, as you might have noticed, you have these chapters. Ignore the Suramar one, sorry. You have these chapters where each of these give you a chain. They chain and they give you artifact power. And they give you a lot of it. It's about 100 to 300 artifact power. And this is going to be the bulk of how you make your progression into your weapon. And I finished all the zones, so all of their chapters are done. There are a few sections where they're like side quests, but they don't really breadcrumb you towards those quests. You have to kind of like look out for them. So when I was in High Mountain, I went through this path. I got to this point here, and I never went inside this cave. I went through this cave, and I came out here. I did these quests. I moved over here, did these quests, but what happened was, between this cave here, there was another quest chain. And then up here there was another quest chain. Over there was another quest chain. And I never really got to these points. I finished the 7 chapters, and then I got those quest chains just like lying there. And I'm looking for XP because I just finished all the zones except for Suramar. This is a 110 only zone. So I was just like, well, I'm like 1 level off. What the hell? So there will be some quests out there you would just need to look for. And then when you get to Suramar, Suramar will offer you a big bulk of artifact power. You have 11 chapters here that will probably net you around, if I was to guess, I would say 20,000 artifact power at least. A minimum of 20,000 artifact power if you finish all of Suramar. And when I mean finish all of Suramar, I don't just mean the objectives, I mean do the rares that you encounter, just kill everything through drops, through everything. 20,000 artifact power, it's not exaggerated. I'm pretty sure you will get that much. I've only done a bit of Suramar and I've gotten about 3,000 artifact power, and that was enough to cover my 1260. So it's a bit less than 3,000. So, you know, I've not spent much time there as much as I'd like to. Getting there as a group, smacking out as many quests as possible, and then eventually you're gonna get this done. And let's just say in about a week's time, you might get half of the streak completed. Some would say I am halfway through. I don't think I am. I still got 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, I've still got a bit of a way to go. I'm about a third through, almost halfway. But once I get past my second golden dragon here, I'm then 2/3 through, and then I'm here, and then I'm finishing off. And obviously you want to like make the right choices with your traits. Like, I'm not gonna come for this. This is just gonna stay there until the very end. Something like activate and blur, generate 2 charges, a throw rush. In PvE, I'm not gonna go for that either. Maximum fury, again, it's nice, but I don't think I'm gonna go for that either. What I might just do is just like, I'm moving on to here, Chaos Vision next. I'll take that point, I'll take this Anguish, I'll take these Demon Rage traits, and then I come down to the choice. Do I want to get to Rage of Illidari quicker by going through Contained Fury, or do I want to go and have a shorter Metamorphosis cooldown? Do I want to take less magic damage? It's all about making the right choice. And at the end of the day, Rage of Illidari, yeah, it's a damage increase, but me going for Illidari Knowledge is a survivability increase. That's going to be 12%. So again, this is obviously spec related. Don't follow me like the gospel. And at the end of the day, your aim is to get your artifact item level as high as possible through relics, as you can see here. They give +1s to skills, but mainly it's the item levels you're looking for. You'll get these relics through dungeons. Like, don't be mistaken, like, relics are everywhere. So let me just set my specialization. See, 36 item levels. I'm not lucky enough to get one yet, but if I do, I'm gonna be really fucking happy. And see, the loot, it's just not that high. You know, the highest you can get as loot from dungeons is 840 on heroic. If it procs Titan Forge, don't grind full Titan Forge. Not worth it. Just get your 825 pieces. If you get it Warforged, you get it Warforged, and just move on. Get out of dungeons as quick as possible, and then go straight into Mythic dungeons. Get that done once a week. And I don't mean Mythic Plus, I mean Mythic dungeons. If you got time to do Mythic Plus after you've done all your alts and whatnot, if you're a part of a raiding guild that does alts, then go for it. But this is going to be the initial grind for 110, and this is kind of what you're going to need to do. I do have a little tip at the end though, is don't start with Stormheim. And I don't say that because I don't like Stormheim. I thought Stormheim was an amazing zone. Stormheim starts with a scenario, and scenarios and launch combined might turn out to be a giant cluster F word. And you don't want to be stuck there. You don't want to be stuck in your garrison like you was in WoD and unable to progress. So I cannot emphasize, do not start with Stormheim. You can go to Stormheim eventually, but try to like make sure people have said, hey, Stormheim is safe to go to. Hopefully it's a reliable person. Like, don't go flying into Stormheim first. You have 3 other zones you can pick. Stormheim does not have to be the first. I personally will start with Al Shira, move to Asuna, then I'll go to High Mountain, and then I will finish with Stormheim. And then hopefully I will be 110, and then I will start with Suramar. Once all of my buddies are 110, we're all going to go into heroics. We're going to smack out as many heroics as possible. We're all going to aim to get our hidden histories done. There are some other group quests given to me, like Suramar now eventually leads on to me going to the Archway. There you go. Not only am I going to get artifact power from the Archway itself, I've got 200 offered to me right here and 82 gold. And all I have to do is go all the way to the end and just loot some quest item. Just like that. And yeah, you can cheese this. You can just join some group that's already cleared the instance, just run to the end and pick it up. That's a K-bomb right there. And then just continue on. And can't emphasize, stick with your friends and your guildies and do it as a group. Do not do this alone. You will fall behind. This has been Zorontology. Let's just call this part 1 of preparation for Legion. Later on I'll give you a more polished version, but at the moment this is currently how it is. In about a month or 2 I'll just give you a quick TLDR of what you need to do for Legion. Have a nice day.